Well, you guys did it. You apparently liked the last episode, and it apparently helped. Now I have to do more of these. Good job, I think. Well, whatever. Next one here, Nashcon. Nashcon 2019 was the last Nashcon. Now, it's Nashcon 2021. It's been ages. This is actually my favorite tournament, so I really want you guys to listen. Nashcon, Age of Sigmar, Grand Tournament, Tournament Pack. No changes to this pack will take place after August 14th, 2021. Any major changes prior to August 14th will be announced, but please check regularly to make sure you are up to date. I don't know that we're going to update this. Good luck. So here, the introduction. Welcome to Nashcon Warhammer Age of Sigmar Grand Tournament. For this event, we'll be hosting a 2-day 5-game match play tournament. So just like last time, if you're not looking to play Age of Sigmar, or you think it's 1 day or 3 days, you are wrong. What is this document? This document contains what you need to bring the schedule, army composition, and general information about the event itself. If you have any questions regarding the pack, war scrolls, army selection, etc., please email David Griffin at dwgriff, spelled Griff, 45@gmail.com. Tickets are on sale now at www.nashcon.org. There's not many, so go get them. And if you can't, get on the wait list. AOSGT tickets include the Nashcon entrance fee as well as access to the tournament, which is kind of cool. There's a vendor hall, so it's a good time. The venue, the Sheraton Music City, 777 McGavick Pike, Nashville, Tennessee, 37214. The phone number, if you want to call them for some reason. This is the 21st century, but sure, give them a call. 615-885-2200. The event takes place on the 21st through 22nd of August, 2021. Now that the boring bit is out of the way, the schedule, the thing that you need to know or you'll lose sportsmanship points. Go open your phone. Okay, you did it. Go to August 21st. Registration, 8 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. Announcements, 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's where you listen to David Griffin talk and tell you all of the things you need to know. You'll listen to him there and not me. I'll be there listening to David. Game 1 is 9 a.m. to noon. That's 3 hours. That's plenty of time. You can do it. I believe in you. Lunch and paint judging is from noon to 1 p.m. He has it listed as 12 a.m. That's not right. It's noon. It's not midnight. Game 2 is from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Game 3 is from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Sunday, 8:22. The day after rounds 1 through 3. Announcements, 8:30 to 9. Apparently, he's got a lot to talk about, so be there at 8:30. Lunch is from noon to 1. Then, Game 5 is from 1 to 4. You'll all help David clean up from 4 to 4:30, and then awards are at 4:30 p.m. Got it? I know you don't, but that's okay. It's recorded. You can go back and listen. Army composition. Armies will be comprised of up to 2,000 points using the composition rules in the Pitch Battle section of the General's Handbook 2021. Not the General's Handbook 2020 or anything before that. This is an Age of Sigmar 3.0 event. For this event, we will fix the unit costs on August 14th, not the 15th, not the 13th, 14th. Any new war scrolls released after this date will not be allowed. Allegiance abilities, artifacts, spells, etc. Grand strategies, which are new to 3.0. Go read the rules. I have a podcast. I won't tell you which one it is. You can figure it out. Grand strategies, command traits, enhancements, artifacts, mount traits, etc., as well as any spells, prayers, must be included in your army list when you turn in your list for the tournament. These will not change throughout the course of the tournament. But he's got a loophole for you. 2-list submission. Players are required to bring 2 lists to the tournament. 2 of them. 2 armies. 2. Both lists must be from the same faction, i.e. you can bring 2 different Stormcast lists, but not a Stormcast list and a Fire Slayers list. If you don't know the difference, I cannot help you. Players must use both lists at least once. So you're going to play one at least 4 times, and the other one at least once. Or 2 and 3, and 3 and 2, or 1 and 4. Some combination therein, up to you. This 2-list mechanic will allow players to adapt to different scenarios and opponents on the fly. A different list could be as simple as a different command trait, artifact, or spell, or it could be an entirely different force. Grand strategies must be the same across both lists. So when you're picking the one, you gotta make sure that you can achieve it with the other one too. Summoning, reserves, and endless spells. If a player wishes to use summon/reserve units, which are defined in the core rules of Age of Sigmar 3.0, endless spells, scenery, etc. during games, these must be fully painted and based to match the army and displayed with the rest of the army. The endless spells bit is different than most other packs. Sometimes you can paint your endless spells differently, but here It's got to be the same. So if they're on a different base that doesn't match your army, got to put it on a new base, or it's illegal. I believe in you. I don't. The AOSGT will be using all the realm rules as described in the General's Handbook 2021, which is GUR. You're playing in GUR. Only GUR. Heard it? Good. Every table will be set up with terrain prior to the start of the GT. Ignore the terrain features section on page 11 of the General's Handbook. Furthermore, players will not be setting up the terrain at the beginning of each game as described under the battlefield section of each General's Handbook battle plan. This is called the tournament organizer sets the table. I know it's complicated. All the terrain will be pre-labeled with tokens using the mysterious terrain table on table 28.1.3. Do not roll on the table as described on page 11 of the General's Handbook. These are house rules. They're different. It's gonna be okay. I know you don't like change. You'll be fine. He's helping you. He's helping you. Think of it as him helping you. Good? Okay. If a player has faction terrain that is placed prior to setup, the player may nudge table terrain to allow faction terrain to fit. We ask that you use common sense here. Something that I'm sure you think you have, but probably don't. The intent is that table terrain is moved the minimum distance required. Please consult a TO if there is a dispute, which I hope you can figure it out. Similarly, if an objective marker cannot sit flat, or if an objective marker interacts with the terrain feature in a way that will lead to a negative play experience, i.e. on a hill, players may nudge terrain to accommodate the objective marker as long as both players agree. Note in bold, under no circumstance is terrain to be removed from the table. There you go. The terrain is really nice at Nashcon. Like, they make a point of that. Leave it on the table. Defensible terrain. There will be a variety of types of terrain features used at the GT. Use Rule 17.1.2. How nice are these numbers, guys? As a guide for what is and is not defensible. If there's still a question, we encourage players to resolve the issue between themselves. If there's still a dispute, the TO will decide if a terrain piece is defensible. So, like, if it's a building, it's probably defensible. If it's a forest, it's probably not. But, you know, see what you can get away with, right? Army submission. Due to the uncertainty around Azir and the new Warhammer Plus apps, in bold, all army lists are required to be created using War Scroll Builder. The link is below. It's at https://www.warhammer-community.com/warscroll-builder/ as if you don't have it already on your hot links and you go to it literally every day, like the good hobbyist you are. Both army lists are due August 14th by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Submit to dwgriff45@gmail.com. Players that submit lists on time will receive 1 additional tournament point. See, following the rules is good. I think that's the lesson here. Follow the rules. What to bring. A fully painted army. The minimum requirement for painting is 3 colors in a cohesive scheme with painted bases. Battle ready. Battle ready is defined in the General's Handbook for you. Any unpainted models will be removed from play, which would be pretty embarrassing. Models must be based on appropriate bases as described in Games Workshop Basing Guide. If you don't know, ask dwgriff45@gmail.com. All unit options and command models must be shown on the models. For example, if models in a Liberator unit have Sigmarite hammers and a Grand Hammer, you cannot use the rules for Sigmarite swords and a Grand Blade, aka what you see is what you get. Proxies are not allowed. Alternative models are more than welcome, but a free-grilled Giffen representing a Terrorgeist will not work. If you are unsure, please email us beforehand and we'll sort it out. We're happy to make concessions for particularly themed armies. See, he's just being a nice guy. You do cool stuff, get cool concessions. Gaming aids, dice and tape measure, a set of rules or access to a PDF/app on a mobile device. The General's Handbook, either hard copy or digital. Well, right now it's only hard copy, so good luck with the digital bit. Printed army list for your opponent to read each game as well as the TO. So that means you're gonna need, hear me out here, 7 of each army list. 1 of each for the TO, 1 of each potentially for your opponent, and 1 of each for you. See? So that's 14 pieces of paper. It's gonna be okay. Becoming the tournament champion, which, I mean, if you're listening to this, I don't know how much your odds are there. I feel like tournament champions read the packs themselves. They don't need me to do it. Prove me wrong, I guess. The tournament champion will be the person with the most tournament points, TPs, at the end of the 5 games of Age of Sigmar. Will be randomly drawn against opponent in round 1, and then Swiss chess system will be used to pair off entrants in the subsequent rounds. That means winners play winners. You keep playing winners if you keep winning. You cannot play the same person more than once during the event, which, I mean, that makes sense. But sometimes you kind of want to keep playing those people because they're cool, but you can't here. You got to do it somewhere else. If you are drawn against someone you have previously played, a tournament official will swap you. Ooh, officials. I hope they wear fancy suits. Awards. We have a number of awards here. You have Best Overall, which is the one that most of you are going to be playing for. And most of you are going to be last. Because if you ain't first, you're last. The player with the most TPs. Ties are decided between the following tiebreakers. Number 1, victory point differential. 2, battle tactics achieved. 3, strength of schedule. Best in Grand Alliance. 1 for each Grand Alliance. Most tournament points in order, chaos, death, and destruction, not named best overall. Tiebreaks are the same as best overall. Best sportsmanship, which everyone knows I'm a best sportsmanship winner. Big deal. Players that receive the most favored opponent votes while also meeting the sportsmanship points requirements described in the sports section below. Ties decided by tournament points. Best painted, which historically, there have been some very nice armies at this event. Very tough field. Good luck to you all. Legitimately, good luck to you all. Best painted army is judged by tournament judges. Judging will be conducted by Vince Venturella, with assistance from the TO as needed. Player's choice, also a tough field, because there are some really cool armies as well that get brought. Given to the army receiving the most player votes based on painting, theme, and overall aesthetic, ties are decided by the TO judging. Monster Slayer, player that slays the most units with the monster keyword and does not win best overall or best in Grand Alliance. Ties decided by tournament points. See, now we're getting some fun awards here. The ones everyone likes. Not those ones where you have to do all the winning. You just do the most removing of models. Tactician, the player that completes the most battle tactics and does not win best overall or best in Grand Alliance. Ties decided by tournament points. Master Assassin, the player that slays the most generals, both chosen and not chosen generals, will be counted and does not win best overall or best in Grand Alliance. Ties decided by tournament points. Look at that. Look at those fun awards. And also, you know, the ones that everyone knows about. But look at those fun awards. Scoring. We'll be using the glorious victory system from General's Handbook 21 battle plans for all games. Additionally, we'll be asking players to track the total number of victory points scored, monsters killed, generals killed, and battle tactics achieved over the course of each game. We will use this data to inform prizes and tiebreakers, which we just covered, and if you don't know what those are at this point, I need you to go back and listen, because it was literally 2 minutes ago. If you cannot remember it, you have no chance when you get to Nashville. Score sheets will be provided to each player to effectively track all the above. Battle plans. We'll be playing 5 battle plans from the General's Handbook 2021. The 5 battle plans used the GT will be chosen from the larger list of 7 battle plans listed below. See, this is so nice. He's telling you on the front end what you need to practice, but you're also listening to the show, which means you probably also haven't practiced. So I guess go read those missions in that car ride. The battle plans are not listed in any particular order. The order will be decided on the day of the tournament. 1. The Chuck Moore Invitational Savage Gains. 2. First Blood. 3. Power Struggle. 4. Beowulf Foray. 5. Power in Numbers. 6. Marking Territory. 7. The Vice. Guys, the Vice is super cool. I hope that's in there. I really do. It's a fun mission. Game points. Pretty straightforward here. A major victory, which I know you all desperately want, 15 tournament points. A minor victory, 10 tournament points. If you somehow manage to get a draw, that's worth 7 tournament points. A minor loss is worth 5 tournament points, and a major loss is worth 0 tournament points. For getting first place best painted, you get 5 tournament points. That's a whole minor loss that you get. So paint your army nice and get stuff. Second place best painted, 3 tournament points. Third place best painted, 2 tournament points. And if you get a painting nomination, you get 1 tournament point. First place player's choice, also 5 tournament points. Second player's choice, 3 tournament points. Third player's choice, 2 tournament points. Favorite opponent vote, 1 tournament point, which only applies once. On-time army list submission, 1 tournament point, which you should do anyways, because you should know what you're playing before you leave. For the sportsmanship section, players will be using the following questions to rate their opponents after each game. 1. Did your opponent show up to the game on time? Which if you don't know what time rounds start, go back and listen to the schedule section. Or you can look at your phone, because I told you to put it in there. Oh, but you didn't. You didn't listen to me, so now you have to go back and listen to the schedule section. I knew it. I shouldn't have believed in you. Was your opponent prepared for the game and have everything they needed to play, i.e. dice, rulebooks, tape measure, etc., which they cover in the gaming aid section that you're supposed to have for this tournament? Did your opponent follow the rules of Age of Sigmar and handle any rules disputes respectfully? I mean, the answer to that better be yes. You're all relatively good people. This shouldn't be hard. Did your opponent play in a timely manner that allowed the game to finish to its natural conclusion? I.e., at the end of time for a round, was there a clear win-loss agreement or was able to be reached on the outcome of the game? This is super important, why we practice, because you can sit there and think for a long time. It doesn't feel like a long time, but it is a long time. But to your opponent, it's an even longer amount of time. Then you get to the end and you've only played 3 rounds and then everyone's sad. So practice so that you can finish games on time. Players answer yes or no to each of the above questions. Each question will be worth 1 point at the end of the tournament. Only players with 18 or more points can qualify for best sportsmanship, and players must score at least 16 points to be considered for best overall. Guys, it's 4 questions. There's a maximum of 20 here. You should get yes to all of them. Players will receive 1 tournament points if they receive a favorite opponent vote. Multiple votes do not stack. Best Painted. Returning this year, painting extraordinaire Vince Venturella, winner of Golden Demon and Crystal Brush Awards, among many others, has volunteered to judge our Best Painted award. Between games on day 1, armies will be evaluated for painting quality, style, theme, and cohesiveness. After game 4 on day 2, the top 10% will be asked to display their armies. Players that make it to the top 10% will receive a Best Painted nomination. First, second, and third will be announced at the end of the tournament. Pretty cool. Glad we're doing that. Player's choice. During the lunch break after game 1, players will vote on their eligible favorite army based on painting, model, and theme. 2-foot by 2-foot display boards are optional, but armies on display boards may influence voting, because who doesn't love a cool display board, right? They're the coolest. Like, they're just the best. We strongly support cool conversions and out-of-the-box ideas as well. The players with the most votes will win player's choice. Ties and votes will be decided by the tournament organizer, and David knows his paint, so don't worry about it. Second and third place will be recognized at the end of the tournament as well. First through third place will be asked to display their armies alongside the Best Painted Army nominations after Game 4. Oh, well, that's great. So everyone who's doing good painting stuff is going to be included. Players cannot win for both Best Painted and Player's Choice. If there's a situation where a single player is eligible for both, the tournament organizer will ask the player which award they prefer. FAQs. We will use all the most updated FAQs from Games Workshop leading up to the tournament. If a new FAQ covers one of the questions raised below, we will modify our answers to better reflect Games Workshop's direction. So guys, this is the section that you need to go and double check on most regularly as you get closer to the event, because this is the one that's most likely to change. Number 1, will new Stormcast and Cruel Boys from Dominion be legal to play? Yes, they will use the new War Scrolls released with Dominion and the pitch battle points as printed in the General's Handbook. If the new books are released on or before August 14th, we will use those updated rules and points. Can unique/named characters choose universal spell lore enhancements? No, just a full-on Haywo answer. How does the rally command ability work with horrors? Guys, I'm a big fan of the way that David is handling this. If the rally command ability is used on a unit of horrors, each category of horrors, pink, blue, and brimstone, he should include iridescent there, but, you know, these are the ones that are popular, must be rolled for 4 separately and return only the models of each type. Example, 1 unit of horrors lost 4 pinks, 2 blues, and 1 brimstone in a preceding turn. When using the rally command ability, the player would roll 4 dice for the pinks, 2 for the blues, and 1 for the brimstone, returning models on a 6 for each respective horror type. In addition, models returning from rally must abide by restrictions in 14.2.1, returning slain models. What size board will we be playing on? We'll be playing on the recommended 44-inch by 60-inch battlefield size. We will likely not have mats cut down to size, so please expect there to be marked off or taped off zones to play within. In the General's Handbook section, there is a line that reads, no more than half of your points can be sent on a single unit. Ignore this rule for single model units. That means you can play your Khorne Dragon, guys. I know you've all been dying to. You can just play your Khorne Dragon to your heart's desire. All 1,100 of you that have one. But that's it. That's the Nashcon pack. I know you took notes diligently. I mean, you probably printed out the pack and you filled in important ideas. No, you didn't. What are you talking about? You're 30 minutes away from the Nashcon Hotel and you totally forgot. You didn't read the pack. So here we are. But if this did help you and you hate me just a little bit, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell, comments, feed the algorithms, because if it works, then I have to do these. And quite honestly, I really just wish you would read the pack. I don't want to do this. This is my time, and now it's your time. It's our time. You could have read the pack, but you didn't. And so now we're doing more of these, so whatever. Good luck.